It's a new segment. It's a new segment that I'm gonna do every day that I'm gonna call I'm Cool on That. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm cool on today. What I'm cool on today is when something is obviously wrong, or you see something going on, and then somebody brings it to your attention, right? And then you sit there and argue them down about how it's not true. I'm cool on that, for real, because you know, some things are make believe, some things are fictional, some things are fake, and some things we don't know about. But if something is obvious, whether you've done the research or not, if something is obvious, then why would you argue about it? Okay? Now y'all can go home and drink your Androchrome. I'm cool.
What I will say is what I noticed amongst people, and I think you've noticed it. I think you've noticed it. I think you've noticed it. I don't know how many other people, but people will figure out ways to put someone's success in a category that's out of their reach because of some underlying rule that they had to fall under, or some wicked thing that they had to be a part of.
Them niggas be wicked, bro.
Hold on, just to say,
It's crazy.
it's not natural that he came from where we
Yeah,
came
facts.
from.
Yeah.
And he made it that far.
Yeah.
So there had to be some sort of evil influence.
Right.
Or the devil is involved.
Right. See, what
or
they-
he sold his
they
ass.
say what they call
or
that.
He sacrificed his
They
heart.
call it-
Or he did this, he
They
did
run
that.
in the lyrics.
And that's really
If you
what it
listen,
is.
when they say-
You know what I mean? We taught that. My older niggas, we taught that. That the only thing we good for is our sexuality. Now I use that to make money, but I enforce my strength, my mind strength. That's what's more important to me now. The niggas see that this is not no accident. I plotted every single step from this to this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything's plotted.
It's ill that the next shit is called Illuminati, because that's really what the Illuminati is on.
That's why I put the K to it. Because I want the niggas is telling me about this Illuminati shit while I'm in jail, right? Like, dollars.
Right.
That's another way to keep your self-esteem low.
mystifying
That's
that
another
shit.
way
Yeah.
to keep you unconfident.
Right.
And I'm putting the K because I'm killing that Illuminati shit. Trust me, if these motherfuckers wanted to kill you, why the fuck they gonna tell Farrakhan? Why they gonna tell the Nation of Islam? Why they gonna tell this nigga in jail about the plan? How did he know?
Right.
How did it leak to him? Who told him? Who told him? The Pope? Who? Because they like the Pope and the money. Oh, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. You so thinking about the money, you not getting the motherfucking money. Get the money, nigga. I don't give a fuck who face on there.
How proud are your parents of you right now, though?
My mom called me yesterday and asked me, what is the Illuminati? That's what she asked me.
Oh my God. She was like, my son's in hip hop. He wouldn't.
No, she was like, she was so torn up, man. She was like, what are they talking about? What is that? And because I have a relationship with Kanye,
Right.
And you know, she goes to church, so people just bringing her, you know, like bringing her stuff. And
you
so
know he with Kanye.
she was texting me, and I was asleep, and I was like, you know, she was like, yeah, what's this about? Something about. So I don't even know what it is, right?
Right.
Wherever you go, you will be watched. I can hear you. Rule number 1, don't say a word.
When something is obviously wrong, or you see something going on, and then somebody brings it to your attention, right? And then you sit there and argue them down about how it's not true.
Be somebody trying to cope with where they fall short.
Right. It's called the crab in the barrel mentality.
So what happens when a person is rich?
Crabs
So
don't belong in
listen.
barrels.
What happens when a person is successful, is rich, and is saying that?
Okay, so you said you've met the devil before.
I have. I ain't gonna say they have. I can't talk for politics in there.
But you have.
I have.
Okay.
And my deal was, I don't know if I should be able to tell you what my deal was. I don't know if I can get in trouble for that shit, Will. But my deal was the type of person I am. The shit that I talk about, I'm able to get away with it just because. I'm not serving him and I'm not giving him my soul, but it's not all about your soul. It's more about getting different people to believe in him instead of believing in the Lord. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying the devil is real and God is real. Pick your side before it's too late.
I think that we all, as artists, because we're highly sensitive people, and this machine around us, this so-called music industry, is such a demonic thing. It sacrifices people's lives and their essences at the drop of a dime.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I mean, I made a bargain with it. I made a bargain with it. I made a bargain with it, you know, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
Do you record while the bus is moving, or does it have to come to a stop?
Yeah, well, sometimes they don't want to, and they're, you know, Gaga, we can't get, you know, the frequency's weird, and, you know, it's sounding a little bit strange, and I'm like, if you don't get this right now, I swear to Lucifer, I'm gonna, you know, I get a little bit mad.
Do you have a kitchen? I'm in Hollywood now. I'm finding out most of the shit I thought was real ain't even real. Motherfuckers be gay in Hollywood, you never fucking expected. They be having these big-ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited than a motherfucker to be at the mansion party. You be looking in all the goddamn rooms, and you fuck around and look in the wrong room and shit. Nigga, come here, come here. Is that two niggas kissing? Is one of them niggas Professor Ovi? He came out the closet, he came out the closet. Oh my God, a rubber. Shut the goddamn door.
Although I've never seen anything that was, besides one time I was in a party and there was some, I was in a higher learning premiere party, and it was some dudes that came in there with dresses on, and this was when higher learning came out, so I was young as hell, and I was like, yo, now I'm out, you know what I'm saying? But this is what goes on in this culture, and nobody says anything. See, what y'all think is what we would be deemed to be abnormal is regular to them. This is what they do. Let me explain something to you. These record labels, you think they close at 5? You think when the work day is over, everybody goes home? No, they got after hours. They open the label back up at night. They go in there, they party, they do it. I'm telling you, they go back in there at nighttime. Some of them stay after work. Some of them. Now, the deepest thing about this culture is that there's so many horror stories that you never heard. You know when you're going to hear it? You're going to hear it in tell-all books. You're going to hear it, and it's so old, and by the time you hear it, it's happened a long time ago, that you're going to think is, wow, that was crazy. But it's still going on today. But it's called playing the game where you don't tell.
I'll never tell any of you.
Because if you tell, you kicked out. So if the accusations against Bambaataa go way back, way back, way back.
For me, if you keep it hip hop, nothing can be taken away from Africa Bambaataa's contribution. Nothing. Just keep it hip hop.
Right.
But if you want to dig into dude's personal life and accusations that's being made and so on, me personally, I don't give a fuck. Personally. Look, if somebody was harmed or whatever was done, whatever, y'all deal with that shit. What? Deal with it. That don't stop hip hop.
How long he was in the culture and who knew? He was on Tommy Boy Records. Who knew? Who? So if y'all all knew, we knew then.
So I would go to Bronx River during times when Bambaataa would be doing block parties and stuff like that. And so I witnessed some things after a few jams when Bambaataa would be packing up his equipment. One time I vividly recall a few of the Gestapo crew, one of his most feared groups of guys from the Black Spades. They were running up behind him while he was packing up his equipment, and they were smacking his ass and palming it as though he were a woman. And his response was very womanly. Stop, like, you know, like a woman. And so at that point, I then knew that he was a homosexual at best. But I mean, it was never my place to, you know, expose that publicly because, you know, homosexuality is not a crime. Last I checked, you know, it's just a matter of preference. I'm a straight dude, you know, he's a homo. And so we obviously don't have that, you know, heterosexuality in common or homosexuality in common. But I respected him because of his contribution to the culture, and he never came at me like that. I do know a few people who he did approach in that manner, and unsuccessfully, and they shared that with me. They did not publicly out him, but others that he did that to, from, you know, as we see now, have.
Y'all was playing the game because he was at the height of the pioneer, the forefather, the creator. So if you went against him, you went against the culture, so you stayed quiet. You was playing the game. You was playing the game, and this is what they do. They see, and it's almost, I'm telling you, you're not allowed to say nothing. But I'm telling you, they're like, yo, it's all a society that they all get into. And I ain't talking about it's spooky, but it's, yo, you're playing the game.
The game is bullshit, man. The game is fucking bullshit. If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game.
so-called music industry is such a demonic thing.
What exactly happened with you and XXXTentacion? Because, I mean, I'm looking, we did an article about you asking him not to summon a demon.
Don't summon no demon on me, bro. Everybody tell me you finna summon a demon. I don't believe you can do.
Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society, trying to keep their eye on me.
You know, let me ask you this, P, because a lot of artists are affiliate or assumed to be a part of this secret society, the Illuminati, and they think it exists in the music. People think it exists in the music business, and that urban artists actually are able to participate in the society. Have you experienced anything that leads you to believe there is a secret society that some artists are privy to certain access that others aren't?
Nah, I don't believe that.
You don't believe that?
Nah. I don't believe that. I believe that there's definitely secret society. You know what I mean? I believe definitely maybe some of these label heads, like major labels and like major corporate companies, might have something to do with it, and they, you know, might be involved with the agenda. You know what I mean? But as far as like the rappers and like, you know, certain R&B artists or whatever, nah.
You don't believe that?
Nah.
My last question, the tattoo on your chin, what does that signify?
Oh, it's an owl. It just means wisdom and knowledge and learning things.
Jordash? Sassoon? What we say? Buckwheat cheese. Okay.
It has to do with their perception of vision, of what is clarity. And of Aries, Horus, ruling the brain, the eyes. Their belief that they can see things that others cannot because of their esoteric and exoteric information, their occult allegiances, and of course, their communing with spirits that some believe are their ancestors and others know full well are deceiving demonic beings. And the owl is symbolic of those who have this knowledge of the fallen. The fallen manipulated not only mankind's beliefs and philosophies, but mankind's genetics, the genetics of plants, and the genetics of animals. And it is my contention that the owl is one such animal, and this is why it is revered, and so unlike the other fowl species in a plethora of ways. But I had to really look at the different reasons why they revere the owl, or why they will say they revere the owl, and why they don't say. One is its nighttime capabilities. It's a nocturnal fowl, and its ability to see at night is only rivaled by its ability to see almost behind its back, its ability to turn its head. It was also the accompaniment of Lilith and Minerva and Athena. It is symbolic of Mother Goddess worship, and when you see the owl and the other symbols associated with the eyes and the vision of the elite, the Illuminati, they are bragging that they are able to see things and understand things that you cannot, and you only understand and see from a lower level.
Have you ever had encounters with the supernatural, like a supernatural experience?
I'm from Miami. I'm from where Haitians do voodoo. I'm from where, when you talk about spirits, I grew up around that. My neighbor next door to me, the 4th of July, 3 days before the 4th, they always went and bought a $40 goat. All us will grab a leg. They finna chop their head off, drain the blood.
Big homie in the building. You know what I'm saying? The boss. My homie Rick Ross, man. What's up, man?
Much love, very good to see you.
Yeah, hell, man. Always good to see you, man.
Every
Yo,
time,
man. Hell
baby.
yeah, yo. All right, so check this out. This paranoid activity. So we gotta, you know, get to some shit right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? All right, so let's get to some real questions of the show.
Let's do it. This is what Rose gonna tell you. I've been making music for 20 years. You know, I went over 10 years without making a dime in this. If I was gonna join Illuminati, I would've. Don't get me wrong, I would've. But I would've did it back then. before all my niggas went to prison. To me, it was like, yo, you mean if a nigga get a certain amount of money, you gotta say it was a spiritual being. The devil came and gave him the bag.
Destroy the child, corrupt them all.
Like, man, I was so proud the first time I heard a nigga told me I was Illuminati. I swear to fucking God, I wanted to drink champagne and roll up some weed, and I finally made it, bitch. I'm above you stupid motherfuckers. If I knew the Illuminati was gonna pull up to my fucking house and zap niggas and you walk out to 100 million, sign me up. I'm all with it.
I signed for this and it's mine. We're gonna get up out of here, man. We had a good special episode today.
Hold on, now, before we go, it's only right for everybody watching. Let's take them to another level.
Let's take it.
I want you to put voodoo on everybody watching. And bitch, if you watching and you don't want no voodoo, run from it, ho. But you can't run.
Also, what I'm doing is for Prodigy too.
Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Illuminati on my mind, soul, and my body.
No.
Secret society, trying to keep their eye on me.
He was saying a lot.
Are we making some noise for that? I feel like we should make some noise for that.
Rest in peace.
You know, because we alive. You get what I'm saying? We're going to die. It's guaranteed.
100%.
So don't be afraid of death.